and welcome to this week's weekly forecast. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. I'm coming to you from Albany in Western Australia. I'm at my campsite at the moment. I was hoping to do something a little bit more with a bit more background, but it's been a lovely week, and today it decides it's going to rain again. So I'm hoping that it doesn't rain, but I am at the caravan park where we're camped at the moment, and this is my lovely camper. So we're going to do the weekly forecast for the week commencing May 23rd, 2022. As usual, I'm going to choose 6 cards to randomly, but also they're soul guided, spiritually guided. So from my pack, the Mythic Tarot, and we're going to intuit or look at the energy for the week, and I'm going to use my psychic awareness and tap into that universal energy and give some guidance around what the cards mean or predict for us. As usual, I'm choosing 6 cards. I don't know what they are. I'm choosing them now as we speak, and we have that little format, the same one that we use every week. Hope you're having a lovely time. I am. Went for a big walk today, so everything is really slow and nice and relaxed this afternoon. What else have I done this week? We've had some great times in WA, beautiful beaches and along the coastline, and then we went and stayed in and around the Stirling Ranges National Park. So just gorgeous country. We're in the south west corner of WA, so all the beautiful places. So let's get started. As I said, this is the week commencing May 23rd, 2022. And as usual, we start with the card that is where we're at, where we are this week and where we're starting. And this is our conscious selves. We know this is actually happening around us. And if we're not aware, then this will make sense to you. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Do we have this card? 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands represents that part of us that knows that we are capable. This is where we're coming into our own, and we realize that we can actually have things to contribute and that we're good enough. So wherever we've been thinking that we're not okay or not good enough, then the 7 of Wands is actually going to help us recognize those parts of ourselves. I can't guarantee that you're not going to fight that part of who you are. However, the 7 of Wands is there to help you to recognize it, at least anyway, so that you can use the energy of the 7 of Wands to feel good about who you are. So the next card we're looking at, which is going to work with the 7 of Wands, with that conscious part of ourselves, which is the subconscious. So the subconscious is the spirit world working with us, and our guidance or our soul energy working with us to boost the energy that we need to help us recognize the first card, which is how good we are. We're going to recognize how good we are and feel good about ourselves. So how is our soul going to help us with that? So the card we have for that one is the 3 of Swords. Isn't that interesting? The 3 of Swords probably is the antithesis of feeling good about yourself, because it's going to bring up into your face those things that you feel bad about yourself with. Now, let me tell you a little story. When we are sort of in a place of anxiety, or really not feeling good about ourselves, it's an inner narrative that our mind wants to tell us that we maintain or perpetuate. And so our whole image of who we are, our understanding of who we are, especially when we're not feeling okay or strong in ourselves, can be fooled or taken in by this inner narrative. We all do it. If we call it self-sabotage, whatever you want to call it. So in order for us to acknowledge actually how skills and how good we are, it is imperative that we face the truth of what we think we are. And that's what the 3 of Swords is going to represent. It's going to be right in your face. If you think things about yourself that you know are not true, but you tend to perpetuate it, it's going to be right in your face. So you really have to fight for yourself. You can't play the victim. I'm going to have to say, right, this is either how you think about yourself or not. And because the 7 of Wands is there barracking for you and being the cheerleader, it's going to lessen the impact that the mind wants to play, those little games that the mind wants to play, and going to push them, not maybe bring some light to them so that you know that they're not true, or at least release them if you're ready for that to happen as well. So it's a bit of a rough ride, but if you work with it and say, you know what, that's not really who I am, you can then access that Seven of Wands energy to really recognize your skills and abilities, because I'm thinking we're going to need that. There must be some opportunities coming up, so let's keep going. So what fears are we facing? What things are we looking at that are going to challenge how we feel about ourselves? Not only, I mean, our guides are helping us. They're going to say, oh, you really think that way about yourself, and bring no one else, our guides are going to bring that up. But what are the fears that we're facing? What are the challenges that we have to also overcome? Change. So new beginnings. So remember I said to you that we all feel the change. We all feel those new opportunities turning up. And so therefore the fear comes from the unknown. The fool represents the unknown, or stepping into the unknown, or stepping into that new path. So in order to overcome the fear or the challenge of being okay about stepping into the new path, we must feel good about who we are. We must be able to recognize our skills and to take that opportunity up. So a little bit of fear about the future, about change, is also going to be in the mix of everything. You know, I think that the Seven of Wands, though, really, if you want to work with it, if you really are ready for change and ready to put that into your life and to help you move forward, then you're going to really want to work with it. So I'll be a cheerleader with that one. So now we're going to have a look at what our initial response is. How are we going to behave when all of this is happening? What is our first response, and how are we going to react? Oh, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles represents it's not the opportunity that I was expecting. Our response will be to build, like the Page of Pentacles is like building your nest. It's building up your reserves. So in order to step into something new, in order to be okay with the new path that the Fool represents, in order to be ready to face our inner demons and say, you know what, that's not really who I am, and to embrace the Seven of Wands, our response will be to create a really nice, safe and secure environment so that we have all that we need to prepare. We're preparing. It's almost like nesting. We're not really nesting, because nesting suggests sitting still, but we are gathering the things that we need for the opportunity when it arrives. So that means that we are going to work for ourselves to gather the assets and the tools we need ready for that opportunity. I really think, especially with the page being there, there's something new coming, an opportunity to be ready and prepared for. Okay, so let's see what the next card is. The next card represents the future. Where will we, like possible future, or where we're heading into? Oh, sun. So the sun means that it's a given. It means that good news, good, I guess, good opportunities. Not like it's not going to be something that you have to guess or work out. The sun means it's right there. The sun means that it's time to be bold. It's time to say, I'm going to do this. So it's not going to be a promise, and it's not going to be maybe I'm going to have to, do this, that, the other thing. The sun means that it's very real. So in order to take the opportunity of the sun energy to step into a new path, and I really feel this is about a path, or soul path, or job or work journey this week, or even business, right? Is that, like, it's what we do, how we see ourselves and what we do. All of these things are coming together so that the sun energy, when it turns up, means that we have everything in play to take advantage of that, because it's not going to be it's not going to be a mystery. It's going to be right there, and so we're going to be able to recognize it, and we can't deny it. So that means it's ready for the taking. Why not be ready for that? Why not be prepared and have everything? We can have all the energy leading up to that, and all the cards leading up to that means that it's preparing us to say, you know what, I'm just going to take this and run with it because it looks good. No guesswork anymore. So what does this mean for our spiritual selves? What does this mean for our soul journey? Queen of Cups. I love her for being a manifester or an influencer. So she is somebody who is self-satisfied, chases what she wants and gets what she wants, but she satisfies an emotional need, a passionate need, rather than like a worldly need. So this is really about being a little bit selfish, maybe self-full rather than selfish. So all in all, our spiritual selves is not following our passion as in this is what we're meant to do. We are following something that we love and we know is going to fulfill us, and we're doing it for selfish reasons in a good way, which means that it's going to fulfill a part of us that we've always been wanting to do and wanting to do for ourselves rather than for for the greater good and at all. But it all goes towards that greater purpose for our own self. Now, if we're doing it for self-full purposes, then that means that we, I guess, I get my feeling around that is that, look, giving it an overall feel is that if we feel good about ourselves, or we know that we can gather the things together that we need, if we know that we can recognize the place that we're stepping into it, and we're doing it to fulfill a personal need rather than a greater need or a humanitarian need, then we can have confidence to move forward, to know that we can gather and be okay with doing things that are just for ourselves. Anyway, I'm going to wind up because it looks like somebody wants to use their power tools. So that's the weekly forecast for week commencing May 23rd, 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks you for joining me as the sun goes down on this beautiful day and before it starts to rain. I hope you have a great week. Make sure that you use the energy of the cards for yourselves, and I will catch you next week. So have fun. Have all the good things, and I'll see you same time, same channel. Much love from me to you. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.